Hey guys, just a little update. I have been noticing quite a few comments of people mentioning dropped frames in some of these videos. It got me into looking at just the general quality of them overall, and I've been pretty disappointed. These forested areas, man, they look so good. But with the settings we've been running, they can look kind of ugly. So I am trying from this video forward to address those issues. I'm pretty sure the frame drop should be gone completely. But hopefully you guys should see some noticeable improvements in the quality. But it's been a lot of effort. The world of video rendering and settings is a very, very deep one. Anyway, I wanted to let you guys know that's why there's no lore intro really today. I've been stuck doing this for a long time. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. And let's get to it. And this has allowed us to progress. Note, it hasn't lifted this up. So still that sign that said no way back. Still, there's no way back. I'm just going to put a little exclamation mark there. And we're not going to sign it. We're just going to remember, okay, this is where we got stuck. So, thankfully for us though, if we just move on ahead, you see the blue light, you go to the blue light. You can find there is a save crystal. We can bring our guys back to life, and what do you know, it was worth sticking it out just in case. Here we will find, if we backtrack to where we just were, be careful, yeah. Here you'll find there was another branch we could go down. This takes us to a really cool secret. It feels so good when you get to run properly. A really cool secret room called the 4 Plagues. Now, for us, we don't even know what this means. Is this somewhere forward in the plot? It doesn't really look like it. It looks like this is a locked gate, and on the other side, there's some cool gear, and we want it, right? But how do we get at it? All we've got is this room. There's no secret buttons. We've got 4 alcoves, and we have 4 signs. One says famine. One says cold. One says disease. And one says battle. So I'll give you guys a second to think about that maybe. What could this mean? How would you get into that gate? Can you, maybe you have to come back later. Maybe think about your theory. I'll give you guys time to think, because also over here, there's another gate, which we open. This one's a little bit easier. And in this room, you'll just find some loot. I don't believe there's a secret in here. I will just confirm that in a second. I'm pretty sure there's not a secret in here. And you just find some extra stuff. So you say here, this is another healing potion. I'll show you guys how the alchemy works in just a minute, because we're going to be running low on potions soon, and we got kind of a difficult area. So anyway, yeah, we're done with that. All right, back in the room. What do you guys think? Is it possible to complete this? Turns out it is. What we need to do is put items in the alcoves. So what item might go in this alcove? Famine. Well, I mean, what have we got that's famine related? Well, the only famine thing we've really thought of, I mean, maybe alchemy stuff, right? Well, maybe, I mean, what about food, right? Everyone's getting hungry. That seems to make sense. You can pick any food you like. It can be turtle steak. It could be the salted sausage we got. Probably one of the most delicious foods you get. I mean, just getting bread, just straight up legit bread, is pretty cool. Like, we seem to be feasting like kings right now. I never showed you guys this baton either. This is a light weapon we got outside behind the shrine. And it's got slightly worse stats than the sword because of its longer cooldown, but it does have a different special ability called Bash, which maybe we'll check out. So yeah, food in there, famine. What about this one? Battle. Well, that seems pretty obvious. What about sword? Okay. This one over here, disease. Well, disease, potions, that would make sense. Now, we do have some potions here, but how about we brew one of our own? In the previous game, to brew stuff, you'd literally, you'd need empty flasks, and then you would fill the flasks with different ingredients. There is no mechanic of having empty flasks anymore. In my opinion, this is a huge boon to the game. Makes the alchemy a lot more fun. What we need to do is take our mortar and pestle, which we got at the start of the forest, and put it in Tikrit's hands, so he can't really do any combat while we're doing this. But by right-clicking it, you notice his thing changes, a bit like Sanon's changes as the mage stuff appears. And what you'll see is a bunch of ingredients appear on a list. So we've actually got 6 mushrooms, 3, what were these again? Ether weeds, and we have 4 falconskaya. Now, if we remember, when we originally got the mortar and pestle, we got this scroll with a recipe on it. So it says, to create a healing potion, we need 1 blood drop cap, or an energy potion, we need 1 ether weed. So let's try it out. Let's create a healing potion. What we're going to want to do then is just click a single blood drop cap, and you'll notice immediately on the right here, it tells us, look, this is actually going to output something. So we click, and he's made a potion. It's as simple as that. And so you can just grab the potions, drop them into anyone's inventory or hand that you like, and you can very quickly spam through your ingredients and be done. Now, sometimes you might want to keep ingredients because different potions will be made from different combinations. So just a mushroom here on its own is making us a healing potion, but maybe we combine that with something later and it'll make an even better potion. So you might want to keep some. As it stands though, because Tikrit is only a level 1 alchemist, he can only make these very basic potions anyway right now. He can also make these energy potions, which we've not used yet. These will just refill your energy in the middle of battle, and that's going to be really useful on Sanon because he's a battle mage, and of course he runs out of energy quite quickly. So now Sanon can be attacking with his wand, bang, 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 bang. When he runs out of energy in those particularly dangerous fights, we can weapon swap, drink a potion, go back, and resume. So that's the alchemy, and obviously, most importantly now, we have some potions. So we'll put one in here. And lastly, cold. Well, what could cold mean? Earlier we did find this frostbite necklace. I kind of glossed over it when we picked it up. It says this necklace made out of ice lizard teeth freezes everything it lays on but feels warm to the touch. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. So let's throw it in. And it opens up. Now, the truth is, this isn't what you necessarily need. Cold is just referring to stuff like armor. You know, this cloak, it keeps us warm. Any of that kind of stuff will do. And as long as you have all 4 shrines filled, you can get in here. This is the kind of logic that works behind many of the Grimrock puzzles, and we do get some great loot here. We get the spider silk cloak. This thing gives you +5 evasion, but -2 strength. The fine threads of this cloak seem to blend into the surrounding shadows. Exciting stuff. I know it says -2 strength, but what you need to remember is daggers, very small light-handed weapons, they do damage based on dexterity, not strength. So, because this guy is going to be using daggers, going for backstabs, dual wielding later, this is fantastic for him. It actually costs him no penalty, and it boosts his evasion, which is something we've been going for anyway. So he's now up at 22. It would have been silly to equip that onto Jonker, because Jonker, of course, really relies on strength, and he doesn't have any, and that wouldn't push him into positive evasion anyway. Again, so you just got to think about where you put your loot. The other main thing here is we get a potion of willpower. So this will increase our willpower, increase indirectly Sanon's ability to do damage, and how much energy he has. So there you go, he's just gone up to 120 energy. Really cool, and of course, I always find these the sweetest. You get a new torch so that stuff isn't burning out each time. Once you've done that, of course, you don't need the gate open anymore, so you can grab your stuff back. Don't think that this is being thrown away, thrown to waste. We can reclaim everything that we had before. And once we're done, I guess we can move on. This is definitely one of those puzzles. When I first started playing this on Grimrock 2, I was a bit out of the loop. You know, I'd sort of forgotten how many of the puzzles worked. I got in that room and I was like, oh, maybe I just need to come back later. And then you sort of realize, no, you know, you just have a bit of intuition, have a bit of thought behind it. And you can get through a lot more stuff than you'd expect. Anyway, that was quite an adventure already. We may as well save again. The damn thing's already recharged. And we'll progress ahead. What the hell is that? Hey, 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 hello, hello, hello. Wow, okay, so we've now seen 2 scary, weird things in the dungeon. You can hear that thing laughing off. That guy is known as the Trickster. And hopefully it will be a while before we get another encounter with him. Another rattling here. I am so tempted to call these guys Squid, it's unreal. And he's going to start attacking Loto Patho very quickly. I'm going to be much quicker on the potions this time. Oh, no, I'm not, because he doesn't have any equipped. That's scary. These guys can throw knives, though. So even though... Okay, I'm a little bit scared here. There we go. Drink that. So even though we can range them, that's not necessarily going to save us. This is where the jump in difficulty appears, because you never usually find one rattling on his own. And again, so here Sanon's out of energy. We can just drink the energy potion and we'll be fine. Now, I would recommend you use your potions sparingly. The main perk of having an alchemist as a character in your party is they can grow ingredients for potions just in their backpack. They'll just multiply on their own. And that means you get a much more steady stream of potions. But I'm a believer that you don't need an alchemist as a class. You can just have someone who's learning alchemy, like Tikrit is. But ultimately, as long as you rest frequently enough when you feel kind of safe, you can get your health back this way, you know. It just means in combat you can't do much. So we now have 2 locked doors. What do you guys want to do? One of them says Philosopher's Stone, and this one over here... oh, well, no, that's not the area. Where is it? It's over here. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this one over here is called the Nest. The Nest is a scary place. We don't want to go there just yet. Ultimately, there is a gem in there, which we'll want to go for, but not quite now. And here is obviously the fence that the Trickster went through that's locked. ultimately, big time, this is our current goal. We want to get through this gate here, okay? So just try and have that perspective. Forget about anything else that was in the dungeon. Pretend this is the start of the dungeon now, the save crystal and this gate, okay? We also have a single branch, the nest. Now, knowing how dangerous these rats already are, I'm going to ease off for now. We'll ignore the nest and we'll progress forward. Weird looking room in there with a strange cube and symbol on it. And as we turn the corner, we'll get back to where we rested a second ago, Philosopher's Stone. So this is a cool little room, and started to immediately make me appreciate the new game and all the new assets and kinds of puzzles and stuff that they can throw in there. Because some of this, once you get underground, it can feel quite familiar, but then you realise, oh god, there is a big change. So we kind of want to get behind here. You'll notice we can make another healing potion with this here. But this cube is in the way. We can't click it. We can't really do anything. There's also this gate here with a teleporter behind it. So try and bear in mind all of our options from here. And we also seem to have something of a prison cell. So there's an area there. Here there seems to be some cool potion back there, but we can't get at it. And also, if you look, it looks like it's just boxed in. Now maybe you can fall into it from above. So if we have a look here, we can go to the forest, but it doesn't look like that part of the forest is any playable terrain, right? So curious. How do we get in there? Well, there's a torch here. And here, you will notice in this cell, there is a machete on the other side. Machete's kind of cool. It's a light weapon that takes no requirement to use it, okay? And it's based on strength. I'm actually going to keep this for Sanon. A long way down the road. But once Loto Pafo is good enough to attack from the back row, and we can start swapping Sanon in the front row, Sanon's going to want some kind of a weapon, even though he's not spec'd into it, right? He is ultimately a mage, but we're going to have that for him for later. So I'm going to carry on to that. And in this cell, the main thing you should have noticed, we'll put the baton on this, is it's actually a pressure pad. So we can lean through the bars, drop something on the pressure pad. There's some bread in this one, which is nice. In fact, let's feed Jonker again. Jonker, I want to keep you nice and healthy, my boy. You're a growing lad. And here, you'll notice this room. Oh, it's a little bit different. It's suddenly glowing. Now, if we click on the cube, we can move it. Now, we can only move it along the grid. You see, it can't quite move along. So ultimately we want to get the orange onto the orange. It would make sense, right? So that's the puzzle we've got. But how do we do that? It only seems to move across these two planes. Yes, I know, some of you have already figured it out. Maybe it's a bit too much for me here. But what you want to do is come through here, click it through the bars, and there we go, we've slid it along. Is there anything here while we're at it? Well, in fact, there is. There's a secret passageway here. Here's a ratling, so get ready. Want to do as much damage as possible. You'll notice that the rattlings aren't weak to fire. Here we can do a little bit more strafing, and I would always recommend people do this, especially when you're strafing a lot and you're tricking the AI out. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It can be a great idea to drop a poison cloud on it, and all of a sudden he's just sitting there taking damage over time, completely unable to do anything against you. See how little damage this guy's done? Also, because we're not down a long corridor, he can't really threaten us that much with throwing knives. However, they do drop throwing knives of their own, so we'll pick one of those up. And now what do we have? Well, this is just a secret area. So we've got a leather brigandine. I guess this is better. So this is just protection +4. This will be better on Jonker, I guess, than protection +2 and vitality +1. And we'll put the alchemist robe back over here on Tikrit. I'm going to keep the Zaffi stuff because I think I want to show you guys off the achievements where you're wearing all of your all of one set of armor. This secret gives us a lockpick. Fantastic. Remember, if you run out of lockpicks, it's probably because you're missing a lot of secrets, and then those chests you find out in the open world, you're not going to be able to open. Or chests even in dungeons, for that matter. Now, here's something I actually don't know. I'm hoping it will be a rare situation for me to not know stuff. But look, there's another secret button in here. And when we press it, it just closes the door again. And I don't know. I really can't figure this out. I assume that because this door is now closed, something on the other side of that door has now opened. And there's some bonus secret, but there's no way to get out. There was a secret like this in the first game where you would have to close the door and then just wait for ages, and then suddenly one of the doors in this room would open. But I've waited in here a long time and nothing has ever changed. So this is just one of those things you mark on your map and you decide, right, okay, we haven't quite figured this out. Maybe we'll come back later. And I'm going to say switch of nothing. What the hell is that? Who knows? I've noticed I tend to use the exclamation marks and the question marks more than anything else. So with that done, that secret in the bag, let's push this over. And now that that's on there, you see we've opened the gate. Now that it's in position, you could in theory go and grab what we left on that pressure pad in the first place, but we're not going to do that. There is a teleporter here further through, but here again is another secret button. Two secrets back to back. Bunch of mummies. I'm not scared. Yeah, they're a group of a lot of mummies, but it's still okay. Not quite as threatening as a group of ratlings or a group of knights. Yes, Lotopatho took a bit of damage there. Oh my god, he's taking so much damage. This is just bad luck, I swear to you guys. Oh, no, I didn't mean to spam 2 potions. Oh my god, it's all going to hell. That's fine, the mummies are down. And what you'll notice here, what this did specifically was it opened both the walls behind these cells, releasing the mummies who were chained up in here, but at the same time allowing us to get into the far cell I speculated you could drop into, and we get the Potion of Vitality. I'm going to put the Potion of Vitality onto Lotopatho here. He needs more health. I'll probably stack him with a fair few things like that. And hey, just a straight up energy potion. Who's going to say no to that? Now, once we're done with that, I like to close the secret doors again. Let's head into the teleporter room. This room can be a little bit scary, and you'll notice in here immediately there is a key on a wall. Now, this looks a little bit too easy though, doesn't it? So, what you might like to do when you get in this room is grab the stuff, grab the ammunition, for example, and facing in, I just like to save. And there's going to be a fair few things that happen in this room. There's a very cool secret, though. A new weapon we'll get for tick crit in this room that I really enjoy. First of all, there's nothing much we can really do except grab this key. By picking the key up, we're going to trigger a trap, and lots of enemies are going to come out at us. Well, my first time playing through this game, actually, I was quite impressed with myself. I could see it coming, so I grabbed the key and just immediately tried to make a beeline for the exit again. But as you'll see, that isn't so easy. The cage closes, and something is being released over here. I did not mean to cast the poison there, but that's fine. A knight will reveal himself. So what we want to do is first drink a damn potion, because he's taken such a beating. We want to blow this guy up. Now, Sanon's out of mana, but that's fine. We'll come in here and hide, because, oh look, a bunch of other enemies have also spawned. Now's a great time to use perhaps our Ice Spike spell. Not only will this be a ranged damage attack, but it will actually hit most of the enemies there too. And I guess since if you dedicate yourself to at least drinking potions here anyway, you may as well use a better spell if you can. And by the time they actually get to you, you should be well enough suited to just finish them off. Sanon's going to sit there with no mana. I don't think it's worth drinking another potion, since there's only one guy left alive and he's probably close to dead. And down they go. Fantastic. And again, in this room, is another guy. But he's only one. He's on his own, as long as you don't accidentally strafe yourself into a pit. I'm pretty sure you'll be okay. I mean, hell, Tickrit could probably take him out by slinging these rocks constantly at his face. And maybe Sanon's got the mana? Yes, he does. Just about. And there we go. We even gained a level on Sanon. Don't forget, he's a human, so he's going to be leveling a little bit quicker than everyone else. And what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to put him another point into Fire Magic. By going about 3 points in Fire Magic, it doesn't say it here, but this will actually start to give us a chance to burn enemies when we do damage. So not only will it do a big pulse of damage at first, it will then set them on fire, and they'll start taking damage too. And that's really nice against all the rats that are running around here. Take my word for it. So we've got that. Concentration would have been quite smart to go in there too, because we're going to learn some new spells soon. But so far, Concentration 1 seems fine. Bunch of these items, as you see, you don't want to pick everything up in the game. Like, we don't have need for all this stuff. Maybe if we had like a party full of heavy guys, that would be more worthwhile. But I'm not going to worry. Now, in here, this switch will allow us to leave. Hey, we've got the key now as well. Remember that door? The whole point was to get to where we saw the trickster go, the leprechaun looking dude. Well, we can now go do that, but there's some hidden stuff in here. First of all, there's this lockpick, which we want to grab. There's also some bread. There is a compass. For many old-fashioned adventurers and explorers, not even a sharp sword is as important a tool as a compass. This is a great object to get if you're playing without a map. Just consider for a second, if you didn't have a map, it's so useful to know which way north is. Otherwise, you can be right... Oh, God, I can't even imagine. And they do make you play a little bit of a way into the game before you get it. But there you go, that's the compass. It's an adventuring item. Lotopatho can hold on to that. And a note. This note I'm going to put on Sanon, and we'll read now, but we'll try and remember it. It says, I had more equipment than I could carry, so I buried some of it right between 2 lanterns in eastern Twickroot Forest. Ah! You remember when we were outside, I said that there was a secret somewhere? Well, now you know. So it's buried, and what do we have? We've still got a shovel. So we may want to go digging when we get outside again. In fact, you could do that right now, and it would give you some much-needed, like, secret treasure that would help you progress much better later on. Much better through the rest of the dungeon. But I feel comfortable enough right now that we'll be fine. And that's not all in here. We can even look in this little cubby hole here that one of the skeletons came out. And we'll find some leather pants. I don't think yet. There you go. Loto Patho didn't even have pants on yet. That could be a reason why he's taking more damage, because I haven't geared him like as fully as I could have. So we find that there. There's still the matter of that place over there beyond that trap door, which I also kind of want to go down. So what about this final room here, though? More guys came out of here. And now you'll notice we get a blowpipe. So over on Tikrit, right, we had darts, which we could throw, which we did 3 to 9 damage bait, and then a bonus for strength. Tikrit is a ratling. He doesn't have very good strength. He has high dex, which is why we've been using missile weapons like the sling, right? That takes a lot of dexterity. But he does have some darts, and he had some throwing knives too. Well, now we have a blowgun. This allows us to fire the darts, and now, instead of them being throwing weapons, it's become a missile weapon. So now he actually has 2 weapon sets that you can do awesome damage with just by swapping, right? He's got the sling, which does, if we come over to the stat screen here, you'll see, he does 8 to 22 damage if we click the sling. If we just throw a rock on its own, it does barely anything. And now, with the blowgun, he does 11 to 30, so this is even stronger than the sling. What's even cooler about this, and there's 3 more darts as well for us to pick up here, so we're now up to 6. I never told you guys, actually, I missed 1 dart on the beach in the first episode, so I just went back and grabbed that. But the other cool thing about the blowgun is it's a weapon with a special ability. And, as you'll see here, it's called Sleep Dart. Costs 25 energy, which is fine for him. It requires missile weapons too, which we've got. It says, the deathly silent hunters in the jungles of Zay favor this weapon for its stealthiness. And what this will do is literally put enemies to sleep. On top of all of that, you guys might have noticed it, there's a secret right here. So if we wanted to get past the trapdoor, we could come through here. I believe there is an enemy here. Oh, I thought there was a ratling here. And the secret will give us a reed helmet. Now the reed helmet gives us protection, gives us evasion, but it also requires light armor proficiency. So it's kind of a scary thing. But we could put it on Loto Patho anyway. Actually, no, let's not. That's not a good choice on Loto Patho. Instead, we could maybe put that onto Stannon in the back. Has he actually got a helmet? He's got the helmet that boosts his spellcasting ability. What about Tikrit? I guess that's fine on Tikrit for now. Again, I can organize this stuff later between sessions. And a torch. We may as well pick this up. And armed with our new stuff, let's say we try and go through down this trapdoor. I'm going to save. As frankly, I would recommend any of you guys do before you go down a trapdoor. Get your stuff ready. Obviously, all the potions are being hoarded on Tikrit right now, so we'll drag that across. We'll put both of those there. So we've got the knife that we could throw, the potions, we got the blowgun. We got a lot of stuff here. We're ready, okay? And down we go.